Milano surprised us. It's stylish, it's historic, and it's definitely iconic. But it's also incredibly vegan friendly in ways we did not expect. We found game changing pizza, a surprisingly thriving burger scene, amazing tiramisu, and we even discovered aperitivo, our new favorite Italian tradition, which happens to be vegan friendly. In this video, we'll show you all of this and we'll even take you from the roar of the San Siro to the peacefulness of Lake Como. So, if you're planning a trip to Milano, it's time to get really excited. Our first meal in Milano was an early dinner at Neat Burger, a fully vegan burger joint. It was a beautiful day, so we sat outside. We got a double bacon cheeseburger, which sounded a lot like the Omni one you'd get at Carl's Jr. And it was really good. Exactly what you want from an ultra-processed fast food burger. The cheddar bangs was super oozy, and Vidhi enjoyed it with the buffalo sauce on this very windy day. I think the folks behind us got scared and left. We were in a hurry too, so we got the tiramisu to go and had it at the Stadio San Siro, right before we went for the clutch match between Inter and Lazio. It felt like a big chunk of whipped cream with some cocoa powder on top. Not great. But the match was insane. It was a frenzied atmosphere because there was a lot riding on the result. If Inter won, they'd go top of the table with just one game to go. By the end of the match, both head coaches were sent off. There were disallowed goals, VAR penalties, late equalizers, and an almost last-minute winner for the home team. But it was a draw and the league went to the final week, and Inter ultimately came in second. In terms of vegan options at the stadium, there was absolutely nothing. So do what we did and load up on some heavy food before the game. Next day, we started with a simple breakfast at the B&B. We usually use the morning to relax, plan the day, and even catch up on some work. For lunch, we had to get some pizza. It was going to be our first pizza experience in Italy, and we were feeling excited. So we headed to a pizzeria called Mani in Pasta. It was another lovely day and we got a table outside. The pizza was cut into two parts because we were sharing it. But it wasn't further sliced because in Italy it's considered a meal that you have with a fork and knife, not fast food to be picked up and consumed. This was the vegana and it was incredible. Super hot and fresh. The yellow tomato sauce, the pistachio grit, the eggplant, sun-dried tomatoes, the vegan cheese and the olives. So good. We also got the baked potatoes with vegan cheese, a winning combination. We then went to Centrale station to take a regional train to Lake Como. But before our adventures in Como, I think this is a good point to talk about the public transport in Milano. In short, it is absolutely fantastic, just like you'd expect in a major European city. There's a vast network of trams and buses. We especially love these modes of transit because you can stay on ground level and you can observe your surroundings. The metro network is incredible too, and they even have a special line for the Stadio San Siro. We were especially impressed by how organized everything was, while getting to the game and while leaving the game as well. We are talking about 80,000 people entering and exiting in a short window of time. And the regional Italian trains are almost beyond belief. More on this later on, but the ticket to Como is just €5 and the trains are modern, fast and comfortable. Okay, back to Como. Lake Como is the kind of place that inspires postcards. It is beautiful. The hills, the lake, the European architecture, everything. After chilling by the lake, we took the funicular up for an even more epic view. But it wasn't easy getting up there. There was a massive line and it took us about an hour to finally reach the summit. By the time we reached it, it was aperitivo time. So we stopped at the Capolinea Bistro. I got an Aperol Spritz and some complimentary chips. And Vidhi got this mixed berry gelato. Aperitivo means to open up the stomach before a meal, and it might be my favorite Italian thing. It is incredible, but more on that later on. We then went back down, and again there's a line to go down, but luckily it was much shorter. Once down, we went to the Carrefour to pick up supplies for the next day. After the supermarket run, we went to Vegami, the only vegan restaurant in Como. It's a beautiful spot and they have bowls, many small plates, desserts and even burgers. And we got the kafka, the green curry mayo, the caramelized onions, the lentil patty, the incredible bread and all the layers of flavor. It might be one of the most creative and tasty burgers I've ever had. This homemade cheese was made with almonds and cashews and served with warm bread. We got half a block of the pepperoncino and the Provence herbs. All this with the bread for €4. What fantastic value. We also got the bowl with the tofu and couscous, which was good but not great. We found out later on that these guys make every single element in-house and you could really feel that effort and love. I'd highly recommend visiting this unique and highly rated spot. Super tasty and great value for money too. And on our final day in Milano, we went to Marghe Pizzeria for lunch. It's a very popular spot for Neapolitan style pizza, which is pizza from Napoli in the south, the home of pizza. We got the vegana, which was the only vegan option, and this pizza looked stunning. This time it came sliced, and the cheese substitute was a creamy bean paste, which worked reasonably well. But the stars of the show were the bread, the olives, and the tomatoes. So good. Some chili oil is always a good idea, and by the end we dished the cutlery to really savor the meal. A really good way to start the day. We were then off for a walking tour led by Fadia, who was full of energy. So, andiamo! It was interesting to learn about the city, especially the fascist architecture with its small windows and cold facades, compared to the beautiful architecture that you find in most places. Milano is a beautiful city with countless beautiful buildings across the city and its many neighborhoods. The Duomo, of course, is the icon of Milano, and it is show-stoppingly gorgeous. And so is the open-air Galleria Vittorio Emanuele. The rents are so high here that a basic pizza could cost you €30. So maybe not for us then. And we loved that the most important financial building in all of Italy is home to this statue and this hand and this finger pointing right at it. Amazing. After the walking tour, we stopped at Bistro, which we thought was a vegan cafe, but it was an omni spot. We got the oat milk cappuccino and it was nice. This is another Italian ritual, a coffee, usually espresso, after a heavy meal to wake yourself up. We continued strolling around the beautiful city some more and we finally ended up at Mascherpa, because after coffee time, it was tiramisu time. We got the pistachio one and it was good. The nutty cream, the biscuits, deep flavors but effortlessly light as well. We also got a classic one we had on the train next day. It was really nice, but it didn't have the strong coffee flavor I was expecting. And after tiramisu time, it was, and you guessed it, aperitivo time. The sacrifices we have to make these videos for you, dear viewer, you can hardly imagine. Aperitivo happens twice a day, once before lunch and once before dinner. The one in the evening is more commonly celebrated, and it is a celebration. The workday is over, the mood is good, and you can enjoy a drink and snacks with some pals. And all this is to warm up your tummy for the main meal, of course. I loved it. A spritz, a cappuccino, and this entire tray of goodies for just €9.5. Insane value. And after aperitivo, it was time for dinner. We had planned to go to Alhambra, but it was pouring down, so we went to Flower Burger instead. Another vegan burger joint with multiple locations in Milano and across Italy. This Flower Burger felt way less processed than Neat Burger, but not as special as the one at Vegami. But it was still a really good burger, and I'd recommend it. The wrap though was just okay. Honestly, it was a bit cold inside, which was not great. But I think it's a new product that they are still trying to figure out. So we actually missed out much more than we covered. These are some restaurants that were on our list, and we definitely have checked them out if we had more time. Milano was so much more than we expected. We found a city of incredible contrasts, from the roar of the San Siro to the peacefulness of Lake Como, from historic architecture to a vegan scene that feels modern, creative, and full of passion. In this modern world, it's all about efficiency and productivity, and everyone seems to have a side hustle. Aperitivo culture is a wonderful reminder that we should prioritize the nicer things in life, spending quality time with your pals and getting ready for what's most important. Dinner. Traveling as a vegan isn't about what you miss, but about what you discover. And we discovered that Milano is a fantastic modern city. Just be prepared to eat a lot of incredible burgers.
So if you are planning a trip to Milan, it's time to get really excited.